Hey guys, what's up? How you doing out there? I just wanted to make a little video to talk about some of the practice techniques. Well, some of the ways that I've practiced the last 2 or 3 years. Stuff that's really helped me, and hopefully some of this stuff will help you. So this type of practice method is aimed at breaking you out of a wall that you might have hit in your playing, that we all hit sometimes, and it's also aimed to break you past certain barriers that are holding you back, and certain things that you might think you might not be able to do, but you can. It's also to target areas that might be of particular importance to you. So you might want to be really good at like picking, you might want to be really good at sight reading or understanding chords or improvisation, whatever it is. It's about pinpointing those particular areas that you want to get good at and just drilling them. So for me personally, 20 minutes of really strategic practice on a particular subject that you want to get good at is worth just so much more than hours and hours of just sort of fumbling around, which is really great too, and that has its place, and that's something that's important for writing and being creative. But for me personally, just a little bit of time on an area that you want to get good at and just drilling that is just worth so much more. So the first thing you want to do is be really strategic with your time. So what I recommend doing is just grabbing a piece of paper and just writing down 3 to 5 things, just a few things that you really want to get good at and you really want to start moving forward with. So once you pick these few things, you can start building your practice schedule. I might start with technique, I might start with improvisation, then I might go to sight reading, I might go to writing or learning someone else's solos. It doesn't really matter what it is. The point is that if you know what you want to get good at, you're going to pinpoint those areas, and you're going to it's going to make you want to practice more as well. The first time I did this, my practice schedule was it looked like this. It was like 20 minutes vocabulary building, so learning new stuff. Always be learning new stuff, and not stuff that you're already good at, stuff that challenges you personally. Always learn new stuff, always take in new stuff. So it doesn't matter whether it's like a lick, a piece of the solo, a new scale, don't matter, just learn it, learn. Then I would do like 20 minutes improvising to backing tracks, just so I would get good at my improv. And then what I would do is I would utilise the new stuff I had learnt before into my improvisation. So I was building more musical language that I could speak with. Then I would look at chords, read chord charts, learn new chords, practice them because they're very important. You understand chords, you understand everything for the most part, other than rhythmic stuff. That's what I tell a lot of my students. Then I would do a little bit of technique, so legato was important to me, to get my left hand up to par with my right hand. And then I would sight read, because I wanted to sight read. I don't practice sight reading very much anymore. I am not a very good sight reader, but what it did do for me was help me to organise music in my brain a little bit better. When I hear music, I could kind of picture the measures going past, so it helped me in that aspect, just in case any of you were wondering. So when it comes time for you to build your practice schedule, be really realistic with it. Think, what am I going to be able to do every day? Because if you're making yourself like an 8-9 hour practice schedule, you probably ain't going to do it. If you have the time to do that, then that's amazing. Go and do it. But for most people, they don't really have the time to do that. So you want to make it really realistic and something that you are actually going to stick to every day. Because you've got to remember, these hours are going to add up. The hours are going to stack up, and that's when you're going to start to really see some results. Guys, just remember, you can change this out whenever you want. So you might spend a few months or even a week or two just working on the same stuff. And then once you're done with that, you might want to switch out certain subjects to other things, right? So you're constantly learning. Sometimes I've been on the same practice schedule for like a year, and then I decided to switch it out. But it's really down to you, and if you feel like you're really accomplishing something in a certain area, maybe you might want to look at something else. So the first draft of my practice schedule looked something a little bit like this. I'm going to edit that in. So if you saw that practice schedule, you'll notice that it's only an hour and 40 minutes. It's not very long, right? That's completely realistic and doable to do every day, at least for me. The benefit of having the practice schedule broken down into these different areas is that if I wake up in the morning and I want to practice, I can do like 20, 40 minutes. I can go and do something else, come back, maybe do 20 minutes in the day. And then at the end of the day, if I'm exhausted, I only have 40 minutes of practice to actually do, which isn't a huge amount. It's not like this huge chore I have to do at the end of the day where I'm like, oh man, I've got to do my practice, We do not want it to be like a chore. We want it to be the opposite of that. We want to really enjoy our practice time. So, because when it starts to feel like a chore, that's when you're not going to practice. That's when the practice ain't going to happen. That's what we want to avoid. We want to enjoy our practice time. So split it up throughout the day, and it won't seem like just this long session, which is cool too if you practice that way. I do that as well. Sometimes I'll drill out all at once, but split it up throughout the day, and it doesn't seem to. The hours stack up without it really feeling like a lot of work. Another thing that you might have noticed is that I do my vocabulary building or learning new stuff first, right? The reason I do that is because I try and do that in the morning when my brain is fresh and I've just sort of woken up and I have energy and I'm ready to go. If I've had like a long day of like band practice or teaching or whatever, and at the end of it I'm just exhausted and I try and sit down and learn a particularly hard song, it's going to be very difficult, at least it is for me. Whereas if I have a fresh brain, I can take in that information a lot easier. So hopefully that works for you. So I personally believe the kind of secret as to why a lot of musicians get so good at what they do, and they get, just these phenomenal musicians get to these crazy levels. I think it's because they really enjoy their practice time, and they really love to practice, they really love to learn. We've got to enjoy our practice time, okay? That is rule number one, enjoy your practice. This is really nerdy, but once I've gone through my practice schedule, I've done a lot of practice, I get like a buzz from it. It's kind of nerdy, but it's true. Enjoy your practice time, you will want to practice more, and you will excel at your instrument more faster than before. I used to do this when I was a little kid and I'd have a guitar lesson. I'd leave my guitar in its case in the corner for like a week and when I touch it. Don't do that. Take your guitar out, leave it in front of you. It sounds dumb, but leave the instrument in front of you. It's human nature to want to pick up the instrument and play it. Try and see if this practice method works for you. It's not for everyone. Also, one thing to remember is that if you're learning a really difficult song, 20 minutes a day just probably ain't gonna cut it. So you might want to think about practicing that a different way. Also, I don't always practice this way. This is just kind of what I do when I'm not getting ready for a tour. If I'm getting ready for a tour, I am practicing for that tour like a whole bunch, and more than an hour and 40 minutes. I'm practicing a lot just for that tour. If I'm working on an album, I'm being creative and I am writing and getting in the creative kind of zone and doing that. But when I'm not doing an album, when I'm not touring or getting ready for a tour, I am doing this kind of practice schedule, and drilling new areas all the time and learning and growing. Guys, let me know if this works for you. I really want to know. Go leave me a comment below and tell me if that worked for you. And also, if there's something that you want me to talk about, a certain technique, or doesn't matter what it is, just leave me a comment below and let me know. I try and get through them. Get through the comments and look at them, and if there's anything in particular that I do that you want to get more insight into, please let me know in the comments. I'm going to go work on my album now. I'm going to be coming out on a tour for the US in September. Get ready for that, date's coming soon. I'm going to be dropping a new single for my new album really soon, like a playthrough kind of thing. Be ready for that. Much love, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, tag your friends, do whatever you guys do. Much love.